other contains L elements, and suppose they span the same vector space V, then it can only happen, that is if and only if each vector in S is a linear combination of the vectors in S dash, and each vector in S dash is a linear combination of the vectors in S. So, one can span the other. Now, the next important concept which we must understand is linear dependence and independence. So, what is it? Let S be any set of vectors, namely v1, v2, vr, and they are in a vector space V. We next slide. Then the vector equation, namely k1 v1 plus k2 v2 plus kr vr equal to 0. The right side 0 is the 0 vector. You can very easily check that the equation has a solution, namely k1 equal to 0, k2 equal to 0, kr equal to 0. If we take these scalars as 0, then certainly this equation will be satisfied. But if this is the only solution, then S is called a linearly independent set. That means if there are no other solutions, then we will call this a linearly independent set. But if there are other solutions, then S is called a linearly dependent set. Let us take an example to understand this linear dependence independence. Suppose v1, v2 and v3. v1 is 5, 2, 1, 4, 1. v2 is 1, 3, 2, 1, minus 1. And v3 is minus 9, minus 1, 0, minus 7, minus 3. So, these three vectors are from R5. Then this set S, that is v1, v2, v3 is linearly dependent set. Why? Because 2v1 minus v2 plus v3 equal to 0, and you can check it that this is true. Since there is a linear combination and the scalars are not all 0, therefore this set is linearly dependent. One example which you must know, and in fact you might have seen it, I is 1 0 0, j 0 1 0 and k 0 0 1 in R3. Consider the equation k1i plus k2j plus k3k equal to 0. If you solve this, what you will get? You will get k1 as 0, k2 as 0 and k3 as 0. There are no other solution which can define this equation, means for which this equation will be satisfied, and therefore this set S consisting of I, J, K is linearly independent. Similarly, in Rn we have n vectors, namely we can denote them as E1, E2, En. E1 is the n tuple 1, 0, 0, all elements 0. E2, the second coordinate is 1 and rest are 0. En, nth coordinate is 1 and rest are 0. So, you can see that this set is linearly independent. Means when you take a linear combination of this and equate it to the 0 vector, namely all n coordinates 0, then it will give you n equations from which you can find out that those n scalars must be 0. Therefore, this is linearly independent. A set with two or more vectors, if we are considering, when they will be linearly dependent? If and only if at least one of the vectors in S is expressible as a linear combination of the vectors of other vectors in S. If we can do so, then it is linearly dependent. If it is not possible to express any vector as linear combination of other vectors in S, then they will be linearly independent. So, the example which we have taken before, this V1, V2, V3, and we had seen that they are linearly, next slide, linearly dependent. So, what we get here, next slide, you see that 2V1 minus V2 plus V3 equal to 0. That means V1 can be written as 1 by 2 times V2 minus V3. That means V1 is expressed as a linear combination of V2 and V3. What is the coefficient of V2? Coefficient of V2 is 1 by 2, that is scalar, first scalar. Coefficient of V3 is minus 1 by 2. So, a linear combination of V2 and V3 gives rise to V1. In fact, that is true for the other two vectors as well. But any linear combination of some of the vectors gives rise to another vector in the set, then we will call all of them as linearly dependent. The polynomials 1, 2x, 1 minus x, x square in P2x form a linearly dependent set. You can very easily check that 2x equal to 2.1 plus minus 2 into 1 minus x. That means the vector 2x is represented as a linear combination of 1 and 1 minus x, and therefore they are linearly dependent. A finite set of vectors that contains the 0 vector is linearly dependent. So, any set which contains 0 vector cannot be linearly independent. A set with exactly 2 vectors is linearly independent if and only if neither vector is a scalar multiple of the other. The functions f1x, that is cos x, and f2x equal to sin x, these are two functions from script f. You can check that they are linearly independent. Why? Because one cannot be written as a scalar multiple of the other. Let S be the set V1, V2, Vr in Rn. So, it belongs to Rn. If R is greater than n, that is the number of vectors in S is more than n, then S is linearly dependent. So, in Rn, any set having more than n elements is linearly dependent. Here we come across the next concept, which is the most important, and it is fundamental to the set of vector space, or in linear algebra we must understand the concept of a basis. Let V be a vector space and B be any non-empty subset of V, then B is said to be a basis of V if the following two conditions are satisfied. What are those? That B must be linearly independent and B should span V, that is V equal to span of B. Then we term B as a basis of V. We are emphasizing the letter A basis. That means there can be more bases to a vector space V. Before that, let us take an example. This set I, j, k, that is B consisting of I, j, k in R3, they are linearly independent and they span R3 because any element A, B, C in R3 can be written as AI plus Bj plus Ck. So that means B will span R3 and we have seen that B is linearly independent. Therefore, it is a basis of R3. Take another set of vectors V1, V2, V3 where V1 is 9, 0, 0, V2 is 1, 0, 1 and V3 is 2, 1, 0, and it is also a basis of R3 as it can be checked that they are linearly independent and it will span R3. Here the most important theorem regarding basis, that any two bases we take, any basis if we are having, then each vector can be expressed in a unique way. If V B equal to V1, V2, Vn is a basis for a vector space V, then every vector small v can be expressed in the form C1 V1 plus C2 V2 plus Cn Vn in exactly one way. So that means the scalar C1, C2, Cn must be unique. They cannot be two different presentations. So let us see the proof. Since B is a basis, it spans V. Therefore, thus any arbitrary vector V in V can be expressed as a linear combination of vectors from V. Now suppose small v in V has two representations, then you can see that their difference gives you 0 and therefore each coefficient must be 0. Next. So each vector V has unique representation in terms of basis vectors.